hit the recording button. So welcome everyone to the March 20th Region Captain Call. We're going to try something tonight. When it's your turn to speak, turn your camera on so we can see you, if you can. I want to try and make a habit of that on our calls, especially on the state call. But so whoever is speaking can be seen. Okay. All right. Let's get started as usual. We start with our vision statement, which is to build a Hoosier grassroots community of citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. And our mission statement. We're going to try and achieve these things by June 30th of this year. Not a whole lot of time left, but the first one is to fill all support positions, region captains, and 70% of the district captain positions. We are actually getting pretty close to filling all the support positions. Think we got a good candidate that will be coming on board for the Veterans Coalition Coordinator. That is actually only going to leave, I think, a coalitions director, and I believe that'll probably be about it on the support positions. Of course, we only have 2 region captains right now, but hopefully we'll be filling the region captains, and of course we're continuing to add new district captains. Second item is to strengthen the legislator relationships by conducting meetings. Grow the grassroots to 30,000. I know we're getting a lot of new petition signers into Convention of States. February, by the way, was a record month. I don't know if I ever mentioned that to anyone, with over 1,000 new petition signers. And I'm kind of looking for March to be another record month. So, anyway, we want to strive for that 30,000 figure. And, of course, then ongoing educational meetings as much as possible throughout the state. Okay. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the leadership staffing, and primarily the DC recruitment phase 2 that we're involved in. George, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
I'm coming.
All right.
I am.
All right.
See me all right?
I can see you. Good. Yeah. Very good.
Okay. Results so far since the last call. I got to call up districts that are done. District 84, 21, and 42 are done.
21, 42, and 84, you said?
84, 21, 42.
Okay, I didn't have, was that Gary that had 84?
Yeah.
All right.
And 21 was Terry King.
Right.
And 42 was Gary also.
Okay.
Any
how many, do you know how many calls they made?
No, not specifically. I couldn't get hold of Ed Paragi. When I called him earlier today, this evening, and he wasn't home yet, and he hasn't called me back. So.
Well, he did contact me.
Oh, okay.
He did, and from District 38, he did find a DC candidate, and that person has made applications.
Ah, okay.
What's his name? Drake Brown or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I did see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry King has two more that are interested.
Out of what district?
Terry was working in 21 and 22. In 21, they were in.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Gary has had some good results. We've got, I believe, 3 people from Gary that have filled out the surveys.
3 from Gary?
Yeah, that have actually filled out surveys. So since the last call, we got like 4 or 5 new pending district captains. That's about it.
Okay. All right. But only one so far that has hit the LMT, or did those 3 from Gary hit the LMT?
Yeah, 2 of them have. I'm not sure on the 3rd one.
2 of them have hit the LMT.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right, cool.
Sorry, I could have had this information better for you. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
I know.
Are you?
I have no doubt.
Have you talked with any of these other individuals that could maybe help on this recruitment team?
No, I haven't called them yet either. It's been a weird week. I was gone most of the weekend and out of the house most of Monday. And then Tuesday I did some follow-up tool stuff, and so.
Yeah. I know you did a lot of work on the follow-up tool. I don't know if you've looked at it today, but we got something like 70 more names on it today.
They're gone.
Oh, they are? Okay. All right. All right. Okay, let's go then. I just wanted to mention, let me turn my camera back on. You can turn off yours. That we have a new media liaison in our support group, and her name is Nancy Paul, and she's going to be, she's actually going to be starting her training, hopefully this week or next week, and we're going to put her through kind of a modified district captain training, and then we'll bring her in contact with the national group as far as the media liaison. So I think Nancy's going to do a great job for us. She seems to be very, very, very motivated and looking forward to helping us out. And in the area of coalitions, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think we have a gentleman that's going to fill the role of the Veterans Coalition coordinator, actually, not director, Veterans Coalition coordinator. And I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, but his name is Victor Monroe. He's down in District 86. And he actually is in the district captain training right now. So we're going to leave him in there, let him go through that training, and then we'll start bringing him on as our Veterans Coalition coordinator. So I'm really, really glad to get someone in that position. I think there are a lot of veterans in this state that agree and believe in what we're trying to do. So I think there are a lot of veterans out there that we can bring into convention estates. So, okay. Peter, are you on yet?
Yes, I am.
Good. How are you coming on your webinar broadcast?
I have not picked the date yet, but I will definitely do that.
All right, all right. How you doing on your calls, Peter, for your region, for the DC recruitment?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've got, I think one or two that we found, but nothing new on that.
Okay. All right. Gary, how are you doing in your, I know you're helping on the team, or looks like you're making pretty good progress, huh?
Doing pretty well. I've talked to a lot of people and emailed, quite a few too. I find that people are very, for the most part, very aware of the convention estates and are motivated to do something. Not that many don't want to step up to a, real leadership type position, but there's definitely a lot of passion for our project out here. I have a number of people yet to follow up with again. Several people were like in Florida, and so when they got back, they'd want to talk about it. So I think there's still ore to be mined, so to speak, among people that are interested in our project, and there's still work to be done to find the leaders among the people we already have. And as new people come on, hopefully we'll find some more leaders that way as well.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Well, I was hoping our Ken Shuba would be on tonight, but I don't see Ken on the list here. But anyway, I've already talked about our media liaison coming on, Nancy Paul, so that's the main thing that Ken was going to talk about. Rachel, how about giving us an update on the training program? Are you there, Rachel?
Something happened with my internet. Everything's so. I heard you. Are you there, Rachel? What were you asking me?
Yes, we wanted you to give us an update on the training program.
Oh, we're up to that already? Okay, yeah, okay, let me turn on my camera. Okay, so the training program is going pretty well. Currently, the status I have is we had 15 new leaders coming in. 13 of those, 14 of those are still in the program. One person has had to pull out of being a district captain. One of those 15 was also not a district captain. It's somebody on the grassroots team. And I have 6 of them through Module 1 and 1 that are through Module 2. The bad news is that I have 5 new district captains that I have not heard from at all. And the invite emails were sent out on February 28th, so it's getting close to like a month now. I have heard nothing from them. George has actually already reached out to them. I think it was last week to see, and they all indicated they received the emails, but I still haven't heard from them. And then I have 2 district captains who contacted me to let me know they got the email, but they haven't actually scheduled. So we're working on that as far as trying to get them signed up. And then, as those of you on the call know, Dale and I recently made the decision, well, Dale made the decision to put all our current leaders through the training program. So I sent out emails to 15 people. So far I have 2 scheduled. I have 1 person that contacted me but hasn't scheduled yet. That's you, Peter. And 12 people I have not heard from yet. That's you, Gary. So I wasn't going to call people out, but I mean, there's just two of you on here. So I'm hoping to hear from everybody and get everybody scheduled. Just to let you guys, Peter and Gary, know, I'm going to be modifying the program for you guys. There's parts, mostly in the second module, that you're not going to need to go through necessarily. So the second module should be pretty fast. Yeah, basically at this point, I'm just trying to get more people through Module 2 so that I can start passing them off to the third and fourth modules, which are going to be covered by Paul and George, respectively. Initially, we were going to try to do the legislative module in small group format, but since I only have one person who's ready for that, I may have to have some conversations with Paul about potentially modifying that. I know that George had indicated that he would be willing, he wants to do one-on-one. So he had floated the idea of potentially switching up and doing some of these people through Module 4 first, but we have a little bit of housekeeping we still have to do. But overall, it's going really well. I have to tell you personally, I feel like it's a great thing to get to know these district captains. I just today had something that I was listening to the Mark Levin show, and Mark Meckler was on there talking about how we're about to pass Iowa, and it just reminded me that I had just done a training with somebody a few days ago, and in learning about him, it turned out that he was involved in a Convention of States movement back in Iowa. So it kind of spurred me to send him a message and saying, hey, in case you want to know what's going on, they were just talking about Iowa on the Mark Levin show. So I feel good about, getting to know these folks better. Part of the impetus for getting Victor Monroe as the potentially the Veterans Coalition person was, even though it had been mentioned to Dale in the interview process after I did my training with him, I got to speak to him a little bit more detail, so we were able to kind of fast track him. So I'm hoping it's a good way to get people, bought in more and get to know them and understand like who our people are. I find them that they're all wonderful people. So yeah. So again, like I said, the biggest problem that we're having now is getting people to sign up. So
now I want to say, as far as the existing district captains, the region captains, Peter and Gary. I want to say Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
You got.
There's no Mary.
We need you to be sure you follow up with your district captains. Of course, Peter, I think you only have one that you need to follow up with, Mike Farina, to make sure that he gets through this training. And of course, Gary, you got yourself and some district captains in your region that need to sign up for this training.
Yeah, I can tell you that the only two current district captains that have signed up so far are Terry King and Tim Heidenreich. So anybody other than them, if you guys can reach out to them, that would be great.
All right.
Now, as far as the new district captains that have yet to sign up, we're going to give them, George is going to contact them all, and we're going to give them about another week, unless there's been some unusual circumstances that we're not aware of. We're going to give them another week, and if they still haven't signed up, then we're going to have to let them go, and we'll have to look for more district captains to take their place. I just want you to understand, one of the purposes of this training program, other than the obvious, to train people, but it's also to see who is really committed to doing this. And it's better that we find out now if they're not really committed to being a district captain. It's better we find out now and thank them and move on. Now, that's the new district captains. We're going to have to go through this kind of line of thinking with the existing district captains as well. And I don't know how we're going to handle that right now, but if we have existing district captains that are choosing to not go through this training, then we're going to have to make a decision on them. If they're not committed to going through the training, then maybe they shouldn't be district captains. So I hate to say that because we're trying to find district captains right now, but we want good district captains. All right, and I think this is part of the process. This training program will give us the process to make sure that we have good district captains in place. Okay. Paul, I skipped over you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Well,
Paul,
okay.
you want to...
You didn't hurt my feelings too much.
You probably were hoping I was going to miss you completely, and you'd be off the hook tonight, huh? But why don't you give us an update on the legislative plan?
Do you have that report I sent you, Dale? Do you want to show that, or if not, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't have it.
So I'm working with Dale to get together some kind of tracking report for when district captains contact their legislators, and so we can review that, make sure all the legislators are actually getting contacted, and that's going to fit in actually with the training module that Rachel talked about on the legislative side of things, is how to have those meetings and then how to report those into Rachel so we can get those recorded in LMS. So more to come in the training, I guess, is a way to say it. One other thing I wanted to mention, we're at that time of year when some of the parties are holding some of their dinners. I know here in Allen County, looking at here, the Lincoln Day dinner is coming up on April 23rd. So I'd suggest those are great events to get to talk with the legislators. I'm already signed up for the Allen County dinner, and I'm planning on attending the DeKalb County dinner as well. I know last year, Dale, you had a lot of success with talking to legislators at those two events.
Yeah, I sure did. I got I made it a point to get around and say hi to them, shake their hand, and get a picture taken of yourself with the legislator. So it's a good opportunity to do that. It really is. I was wondering what the date. Do you know the date of the DeKalb County one?
I want to say it's April 19th. I'm going to call the DeKalb GOP office tomorrow morning. They're only open Wednesday mornings from like 9 to noon. So I'm going to call them and get that info. I'll pass it on to you, Dale.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's about all I've got.
When was Lincoln for Allen County?
April 23rd.
That's my mom's birthday.
That's a Monday. Yep. And they're actually going to have a Senate debate between Mike Braun, Todd Rakita, and Luke Nasser. It's going to be the main event there.
Ooh, cool. I know LaGrange County had one last year. I guess I would assume they're planning one this year, and I find out when that is. I'll pass that on to you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great.
That's all I've got, Dale.
All right, thanks, Paul. Yeah, this this tracking report that Paul mentioned, this is something that I am pushing. I just want to, we've got 100 representatives, and we have 50 senators in this state, and we want to make contact with them, especially the new ones. And we just I need to know who's making the contacts, when, and who's not making the contacts. And of course, we have we have a lot of new district captains in training. So I know, once they get out there, they're gonna be making those contacts. So I'm just wanting a report, something that we can readily look at and see who's making the contacts and who isn't. So looking forward to getting that developed with Paul, and I think that'll be a really good tool for us. Okay, that's about it. Does anyone have any other comments or questions or topics that you want to talk about?
This is George. Camera. Say real quick that we're not getting a lot of district captains coming through. I guess we're doing pretty good. Quantity isn't very high, but I think the quality of the district captains that we're getting now is very good.
I would agree.
So I just wanted to kind of reinforce that idea that, even though some are dropping off, that I think the training is serving its purpose, and the people that are going to come through it are going to be good, strong leaders.
I think you're right. And believe me, for those that have been in convention estates for a while and started out as district captains, boy, I wish we had what we're doing now. I wish we had a Rachel then that could have helped me get started as a district captain.
Amen to that.
The crazy thing is there was a Rachel, but I was stuck as a district captain too, and I had no idea what to do.
Well, we all know we didn't know what to do, did we? So I think it's a great thing that we started here, and I want to thank Rachel and George and all of you that have come together, all of you that are involved in this, and because I think it's a really great thing. And Peter and Gary, when you go through this program, we're going to modify it a little bit for you, and there's going to be a part. Even I'm going to play a part in the training program for you two. So I don't know if that's a discouraging thing for you or not, but.
This is Peter. I just sent Rachel some time, so I'm going to try to do it this Thursday or Friday.
All right. Great.
This is Rodney. Huckleberry. I think it's great what you guys are all doing, and I'm watching this training program because I really think it's going to be really great and hopefully make a model of it for the rest of the country. So, yeah, I think this is a great way to go.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad. I'm sorry, Rodney, I didn't recognize you. You kind of slipped in there on me.
I did.
Well, welcome.
Yeah. Big Brother's always watching. What do you mean?
I know he is, yes.
I thought I was part of the team.
Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. We're sticking to 30 minutes tonight. That's what we originally intended to do. So thanks again for the job you're doing. Keep going. Keep at it. We're making progress, and we're going in the right direction. So thank you again, and have a good evening, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.